It's in the quiet shadows along a city riverbank where the vulnerable often seek refuge. A single mother's act of kindness was about to be met with a horrifying display of force. This is the story of Sofia Flores, a woman whose mission to help others put her on a collision course with a police officer and his canine partner, leading to a brutal attack that would shock a community and spark a fight for justice. Sofia Flores, 35, wasn't just a community organizer. She was the heart of Riverbend Outreach, a youth mentorship program she founded. A petite woman with a giant spirit, she dedicated her life to supporting marginalized families. One cool evening, her mission took her to the forested banks of the river. She parked her car and made her way down a muddy slope, carrying blankets and thermoses filled with hot coffee for a family recently displaced from their home. She was a beacon of hope in the encroaching darkness. But lurking in those same shadows was Officer Victor Hess of the Canine Unit, accompanied by his Belgian Malinois tracker. Hess had a reputation for being overzealous, for using his dog not just for tracking, but for intimidation. Conducting a sweep of the area for illegal activity, he saw Sofia's silhouette approaching a small encampment. Suspicion, sharp and unwarranted, flared in his mind. He emerged suddenly from the trees, his voice a harsh command cutting through the night. "Stop right there. Put the bags down." Startled, Sofia froze. Without a moment's hesitation, she complied. She carefully placed the thermoses and blankets on the ground, raising her hands where he could see them, palms open. Her voice was calm, despite the adrenaline coursing through her. "Officer, I'm just dropping off aid. I'm with Riverbend Outreach. I have ID in my coat pocket." But Officer Hess wasn't listening. He saw a compliant, non-threatening woman standing before him, and in that moment he made a chilling decision. He wasn't interested in her ID or her explanation. He wanted to assert dominance. He held the dog's leash taut and gave the sharp, unmistakable command, "Sick." He released the lead. In a blur of fur and muscle, Tracker lunged. The few feet of muddy ground vanished in an instant. Sofia let out a scream of pure terror as the dog slammed into her, its weight knocking her small frame to the ground. Its powerful jaws locked onto her lower left leg, the teeth tearing through her jeans and deep into her flesh. The pain was immediate and excruciating, but the horror was just beginning. Officer Hess didn't call the dog off. For agonizing, endless seconds, he allowed the attack to continue. As the dog mauled her leg, Hess approached, roughly yanking her arms behind her back to cuff her wrists. Only when Sofia was completely subdued, bleeding and writhing in pain on the cold, damp earth, did he finally give the release command. The dog let go, leaving behind a gruesome, gaping wound. Sofia was in shock, the world a dizzying spiral of pain and fear. She wasn't taken to the police precinct, she was rushed to the hospital. Her injuries were severe. Deep lacerations, extensive tissue damage, and permanent nerve damage. And to add insult to catastrophic injury, she was charged with failure to comply and resisting arrest. In his official report, Officer Hess painted a completely different picture. He claimed Sofia had been belligerent and had attempted to flee, making the canine deployment a necessary action. The only video evidence was a grainy dashcam from his patrol car, too distant and unclear to show what really happened in those critical moments. It seemed like his word against a grievously injured single mother's. But Sofia had an advocate. Attorney Michael Lee, who had previously fought for justice against official misconduct, took her case. He listened to her story and knew with absolute certainty that the official report was a lie. The dashcam footage was useless, so Michael turned his attention to the environment itself. He knew this area, a vital corridor for local wildlife, was monitored by conservation groups. His mind latched onto a single, powerful possibility: a hidden trail camera. Michael's hunch paid off. He successfully subpoenaed footage from a local environmental non-profit. High up in a tree placed to monitor deer and other animals, a motion-activated trail camera had been silently recording it. Its infrared night vision captured the entire interaction with chilling clarity. The silent footage was damning. It showed Sofia, just as she said, placing her aid items on the ground. It showed her raising her hands in a clear gesture of surrender. And then it showed Officer Hess deliberately unleashing his dog on a woman who was standing perfectly still, fully compliant, and posing no threat whatsoever. There was no attempt to flee, no belligerence, no resistance. There was only an unprovoked, brutal attack. Armed with this irrefutable proof, Michael dug deeper. He cross-referenced the canine unit's own logs and found another critical discrepancy. Officer Hess's report was missing the mandatory pre-deployment warnings required by department policy. He had failed to document the proper protocols for retrieving the dog, proving his actions were not just excessive, but a flagrant violation of the rules he was sworn to uphold. When the trail camera footage was released, public outcry was a tidal wave. The image of a community helper being mauled by a police dog while delivering coffee and blankets was too much to bear. The city couldn't ignore the silent, objective truth captured in the dark. The outcome was swift and decisive. All charges against Sofia Flores were immediately dropped. The city, facing an unwinnable lawsuit and a firestorm of public anger, agreed to a historic civil settlement. The funds ensured Sofia would have access to the best medical care for her long road to recovery, which would involve multiple surgeries and extensive physical therapy. Officer Victor Hess was fired for gross misconduct and excessive use of force. His career in law enforcement was over, but it didn't end there. He also faced criminal charges for reckless endangerment and battery, ultimately leading to a conviction and jail time. His canine partner, Tracker, was immediately retired from patrol duty, his training tragically twisted into a tool of brutality. The case forced the police department to completely overhaul its canine reserve force policy. New rules were implemented, mandating specific auditable warning procedures. Strict disciplinary actions were put in place for handlers who failed to document de-escalation attempts before deploying a dog. The goal was to restore public trust in a program that, when used correctly, could be a vital asset. As for Sofia, her physical scars remain, but her spirit was unbreakable. She used part of her settlement to expand her youth mentorship program, turning her traumatic experience into a catalyst for even greater good. She became a powerful, living symbol of resilience and a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power against our most vulnerable communities. Her story proves that sometimes the most powerful truth can be found where you least expect it, captured silently in the dark. Thank you for watching. If you found this story as moving as we did, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories of justice and resilience. We'll see you next time.